Well, one of the movies that really jumped out at me at the Seattle International Film Festival was Life Animated, and it's a documentary about an incredibly special kid and a very special family. And Ron Suskind joins us today.
Nice to see you, Scott.
Good to meet you.
Howdy.
And Roger Ross Williams, the director. And you guys you've been able to put together the story of your son, Owen, who has autism, and you found out that his way to communicate was really through Disney movies.
Yeah, so he's a late onset autism guy, so he's chatting away at 2 or 3, he kind of vanishes, he loses all speech, can't make eye contact. It's a time of real terror for my wife and I. We realized, though, that he was memorizing Disney animated movies, and after a while we realized he'd memorized 50 of them as sound alone, and that you could communicate with Disney dialogue. If you threw him a line, he'd throw you back to the next line, and off we went. So here I'm living a public life, interviewing presidents and that sort of thing, but we were living a double life, because we started to communicate in Disney dialogue.
You actually started to communicate with the puppet.
Absolutely, yeah. So the first breakthrough is I did Iago from Aladdin. That's the evil psychic to the villain Jafar. It's Gilbert Gottfried. So I basically grab a puppet. Owen is really up to about a 3-word sentence. He's 7 years old. He really can't communicate at all. So I say to him, Owen, how does it feel to be you? Now, anyway, you can do Gilbert. It's like
he does a wonderful
Gottfried.
Godfrey. Absolutely, you do.
Get your voice out. Okay. So then Owen says back, he says, you know, I'm not good, I'm lonely, and I have no friends. Which, of course, I've got the bedspread over my head, got the puppet pushed up, I start to go. But then I just say, stay in character. What would Iago say next? So I say, well, when did you and I become such good friends? And he says, when I watched Aladdin, you made me laugh. And we have our first conversation.
It is such an amazing moment to see you recall that on screen and to have Owen there. Roger, obviously, he wrote the book, and I'm sure you read the story, but when did you guys connect, and what was it that you said, I have to do this film?
Well, you know, it's such an amazing story, and I've known Ron for 15 years, and so he came to me when he was writing the book, and he was like, you know, this is it. We should do this film, and I just jumped on it. I knew this was a powerful story because you have the library of Disney films. You have the home movies. We use animated drawings to tell the story, and you have all these layers to build, and it was just a joy to do.
And it's so beautifully told that way, too, because you do have that incredible Disney animation, which I realized watching it, how few of those movies I've shown even my own kids as a movie guy, and which I need to get to work on. But then the sidebar of where you start animating Owen's world and seeing that. And the theme of sidekicks comes into this in such a big way.
Yeah, well, you know, what Owen was doing is he was using myth, fable, and legend. He'd lived on a diet of that almost exclusively based on what he had to do. He starts to fit and craft stories that are like little biographies of his life. And one of them is that he felt like a sidekick. He'd been thrown out of some schools. The world was not treating him well. And he believed he was a sidekick among a community of sidekicks. And he loves the sidekicks. He believes that the sidekick is actually the key actor, the key role, because they help the hero fulfill their destiny. And he considers himself a sidekick, even now searching for his inner hero. And that all of us are really sidekicks, at our best when we help others fulfill their destiny. It's a beautiful, inspirational idea that he crafts based on the life he lives. And it's and here's a guy, mind you, who's been in the discard pile much of his life, couldn't speak, deemed uneducable. And here's the thing: he seems like 1 in a million. I'll bet you he's 1 of a million. They're everywhere. Folks who are out pushing a broom somewhere or left behind, saying, "Let me show you what I've got in here."
Yeah, it's just a matter of finding that way to connect with them and tell that story.
That's right. Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah.
Talk about working with Owen. You know, he's an adult now, doing very well. But working with him to draw him out, what were your challenges or techniques?
Yeah, well, it was really important to pick up where the book left off, to follow Owen in this really transitional year in his life where he graduates high school, he falls in love, you know, he does all the things, he moves out on his own, so all the things that we all sort of experience in our life. So it's really a coming of age story. But so I needed to figure out a way for Owen to tell this story because it was really important for me to tell it from his point of view. So I used an Interrotron, which is a camera invented by Earl Morris, where Owen looks at me and I'm on a screen and the camera's behind the screen. So you're filming Owen through a screen and the effect is that he's looking directly at the audience telling his story. So you get deeper into Owen's world. And then I play Disney clips on the screen, and Owen interacts with those clips, and in a sense, the audience is inside the Disney clip.
You know, it's fascinating to watch.
You're a movie guy. I mean, you know, people look at it and say, is this a documentary? It's bigger. It's like a super doc. It's almost a new form Roger's created. You've got the Disney clips. You've got McGuff, who does Despicable Me and the Works, with original animation. The cinematography, it's like for a feature film. So people go, it's like, this is like a feature film that's also real, of a real life. That's kind of a new form Roger invented.
I mean, that was the thing, is that watching it, I explained to people afterward, it stretches your heart, it crushes your heart, and it just completely opens your mind. So it's really beautifully done.
Hey,
Ron Suskind,
thanks,
Roger
Scott.
Ross Williams, thank you guys so much.